I was doing a 90-day fast. In the last 30 days, I decided where I was gonna just no food, straight water. And I made up a concoctions to basically clean parasites out of me. So I was taking nothing but just water and cleansing stuff. And about probably after like 3 weeks, I just started receiving download after download after download. And when I was getting these downloads, a part of me wanted to question it. Like, is this me making up stuff? Or is this something really coming through a channel? And the part that made me even want to question it was because when I was getting these downloads, it was my own dialogue. It was like me talking to me. And a part of myself wanted to say, if this coming from something that's not me, why is it in my voice? And when I asked that question, I got another download. And that's the download that I want to share. It was a download where it kind of told me about the formless form, where it said that everything that we experience is just an expression of the formless. And one of the ways it showed it to me was like saying, like, if you think of a chair, when we say chair, we automatically say, oh, that's a form. But they say that a chair is an expression of the formless because in Africa, they have a chair. In Asia, they have a chair. They call it something different. The name changed, but the outline of what the thing remains the same. And then if you think of a chair, you can have a metal chair. You can have a wooden chair. You can have a plastic chair. You can have a chair made out of cotton. We show you that the form could change many times, but the formless remains the same. And I was like, all right, that makes a lot of sense. And then it showed me that our language is nothing but just the formless being formed and formed. So what it showed me, it said, like, when I ask a question to what I call my higher self, it don't get it in English. It ain't like my higher self know English and it say, oh, I receive it. It receive it in vibrational frequency, which the words that I'm using is only an expression of the formless. The word water is not water. The word water can't wet nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's just an expression of the thing. So I'm like, all right, that makes sense. So when they give me these downloads, it basically explains to me that these downloads come in the formless form. And then my mind is the filter that makes sense out of what came through. But just as my vibration went through, only the vibration remains. So now I'm interpreting how it came through me. And what it showed me is that the clearer I become as a channel, the clearer the formless form could form through. And then so with that, I'm like, I get that. But how do that relate to spirit and nature? Because if it's just this form, and it explained to me, it said like what we consider the nature is literally an expression of the formless. It's not an energy that's dead, but it's a living energy. So it's basically said like, just as me tapping into my higher self, I won't say that it's a dead energy. It's something that's actually alive. So what it explained to me that the nurtures is similar to that. So it's like, this is the example it gave me. It said like, looking at patience. So let's say we name this nurture patience. So just like everywhere in the world, you can see somebody in China practicing patience, and you can say, oh, that person is being patient right now. And patience got different forms, but the formless form of patient remained the same. So me being a truck driver, right, I practice patience every day. I can't be in traffic mad at traffic. Like I drive myself crazy. But I once had an impatient with traffic. Somebody cut me off. I feel like they did it on purpose. I don't know why. It's just a part of me. So now I started practicing it so much that now I don't practice patience. I'm patient. And that's kind of what it explained to me, that the natures is infinite energies that exist infinitely within its own state. But when we open ourselves up to a channel to express it, it expressed through. So one more thing that I asked. So I'm like, so what's the connection with ancestors in this? And it kind of explained to me like this. It said like, Tahuti. Tahuti is an expression of infinite wisdom. So the ancestor that was Tahuti created a form for the formless thing that we call knowledge to express through. So now when we call it on Tahuti, we're not actually, we're calling on the template that it left behind. It's like a path that our ancestors left for us to follow so we don't have to create our own form for the formless. But just understanding that whole principle of formless form and that everything is an expression of it, now it leads everything back to me. Know thyself. And I was like, yo, so how do I allow the right forms into my body? How do I allow the higher forms to enter me? And when I asked that question, it told me, do not be somebody you're not. Don't try to be what you're not. It said first, be who you are. And I'm like, who am I? Like, because who we are could be kind of confusing. And what it said is, remove what you're not, and who you are going to expose itself. So I started working on anger, because I know I'm not angry. I started working on patience, because I know I'm not impatient. I started working on love, because I know I'm not a hateful person. And the more I started working on, and like I did a fast where I'm not allowing low frequencies to live in me. And during the fast, what I realized is that certain thoughts that come to my mind and say, nah, you should be mad because of whatever. And I realized that the thing made me mad was not even a real problem. This thought that's trying to hold on to it is the real problem. Because when that person that made me mad leave, I still got to deal with this program. And it showed me these programs is the form that hold this formless. You remove the form and it have nothing to express itself through. I could go on and on about this formless form, but it really it brought so much clarity to me and everything I've been learning so far. I hope that helps somebody. Thank you.